Hi, this is Jen from Tonic, and welcome to your new website. Welcome to Lillet Blanc. I know I say this every time, but I think this is my favorite template we've ever created for obvious reasons. I love it. And if you have never used Showit before, or if you're a pro, here's a little walkthrough. So when you first log into Showit, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see this stage, which is what they call it in Showit. This is the stage. Over here, you're going to have this section that has information about anything that you click on. You can see right here that as soon as I clicked that, it showed you information about text. When I don't click on anything, it's going to show you information about the page, or what's called in Showit the canvas. And so every section in Showit is essentially called a canvas. So you can see right here, there's canvas background colors. You can see that there are canvas views. So this shows you where this background video is. And on the left-hand side of Showit, you can see all of the freaking pages that this template comes with. So you can see right here, all of the list of pages. And then if I want to see what's on each individual template page, I clicked this tab right here that says page, and you can see all of the different canvases, remember that word, canvases that are on this page. Obviously in Showit, you can actually move any of these canvases around. And then you'll notice right here that as soon as I have these diagonal lines, this basically means that this is a site canvas. And I want you to think about this as being like a universal canvas. That means that when you edit it here, it's going to be edited in other places as well. So this canvas might also live on the blog or something else. A great example of a site canvas might be this menu right here at the top, your open menu, your footer down here at the bottom, freebies. So anytime you see those diagonal lines, you click to edit, and then when you edit, those changes will be universal. So if you don't want something to be a site canvas, you can always change it. So if you decided like, hey, I actually only want this one to look this way, all you have to do is navigate to that section and click convert to page canvas. A few other things you might want to notice on in Showit and when you first log into your site are these views right here. So right now I have desktop only, and then if you click right here, you can see mobile only, which guess what, it's just as beautiful. And then you can also click to see show mobile and desktop. Now we highly recommend that you keep this open because one of the things that's wonderful and sometimes confusing about Showit is that there are certain things that immediately change on mobile. Like for example, when I change this to this, you notice that it's right there. But if I, for example, said I am Jen Olmsted, designer, all of a sudden this is not going to look great on mobile, and you wouldn't know that unless you have mobile open. If I put even more, a designer, if I put even more, you can see that it's going to overlap this text. So we basically highly recommend that you keep these different views open so that you can make changes as you need to. One of the wonderful things about Showit is that when you change an image or when you change text in Showit, it will automatically change on mobile. So you can see right here that automatically changed, but you can also have different images on mobile and desktop. So for example, on all of these background images that you see throughout the site, you can choose the way that you want it to be. So continuing with our lay of the land, right here, this is going to be really helpful for you. If you highly recommend, as you're getting started in Showit, that you start with the getting help section, and there's an amazing learn section for you in this on this site right here, the getting started guide. There's also a really quick new user kind of course that you can take that just shows you everything right here. The Showit 101 course right here. It's going to show you everything you need to know about Showit. So if you have questions and you're new at this, totally get it. That's a great place to start. The other thing that you can do is you can make use of the live chat. So Showit has one of the best chat support companies and systems that I've ever encountered. Their support chat people are actually human and not robots, and they actually want to help. So highly recommend that you check in with them if there's something that you're not sure about in Showit. If you've consulted the help docs and you can't find it, that's a great next place to go. The next thing that you're going to see right here is your media library. So your library is not going to look like this. This is our giant library, but in your library, you can make folders and you can add your own media assets. If you go to our Getting Started guide, which is just tonicsiteshop.com/getting started, I think it's just this. you'll be able to access your content guide and launch kit right here. And this is a great place to start if you're just getting started with Showit. Your content guide is going to show you just some ideas for how not to kind of get overwhelmed with your template and how to start small. So it'll talk about folder organization and content. One of my other great getting started tips is that I highly recommend, rather than just like starting to plug in text and change out images right away, I think it's really helpful to take a step back and open a Word document or a Google Doc and write down kind of the sections that you have on your site and then how you might want to use them. Because just because we are saying this should be a favorites from the shop section, some people are going to look at that and go like, well, I don't have a shop, so I don't need that. But really, if you just look at this, this is a headline and a few images below it. So you can use this any way that you want to use it, or you can move it somewhere else in your page. The possibilities are really infinite with that. You're going to notice as you're using Showit that it's very much like using Canva or another drag and drop platform. So if I decide I want this image to be bigger, it can be bigger. If I decide I want to move it, I can move it. If I want to click to type, I can click to type. That's a really cool name, actually. So that's how you're going to be able to just edit and replace your content. I want you to think of this as like, really, you're just able to get in and replace content. And that's a great place to start with your template. It's just going in, replacing content, not worrying about having to design anything because we did that for you, but just replace the content with your own, and then you can continue tweaking and customizing. So that is your media library. Then this section right here shows you all of these different elements that you can add to Showit. So lines, icons, you can embed things, you can add videos, galleries, your social grid, shapes. Right here, you'll see the different fonts. And all of this is set in the next item on our list, your design settings. So right here, you're going to notice these are the most popular fonts and the design styles that we have set on the site. So anytime you create a new text box, you're going to be able to use these right here. These are the site colors that we have. It's mostly shades, as you can tell, of neutral and white and gray because, you know, that's what we love most in life. But you can change these to your brand colors. I just highly recommend maybe taking a quick screenshot of this before you change anything, just in case you want to get some of those colors back. If you want to add brand fonts, there's a great tutorial for this in Showit, but if you wanted to add different fonts, you'll have a selection of Google fonts right here, but then also you can go down to this section and add any custom fonts for your brand. We've actually pre-licensed these fonts for you, so you can use them exactly how they are in any form or fashion, thanks to my good friend, Jen Wagner, who's an amazing, talented artist. Thanks, Jen. So on the left-hand side here, you can see all of the different pages you have of the shop. So one thing you might want to know is that there is a separate tutorial for both the affiliate shop page and the media kit page. And we have tutorials specifically for podcast pages in our tonicsiteshop.com/learn section. So if you're wanting to use something specific to that, that's a great place to get started. There's also specific tutorials related to your Lillet Blanc blog. There are two different styles of the blog. One's a little bit more complex and editorial. One of them is a little bit more simple. So you can take a look at those and see which one that you like. Oh, the other thing that you should know is that there's also a separate tutorial for your portfolio and gallery pages. Jeff went through to show you exactly how to use those. These are so beautiful, and we hope these really benefit you with your brand and booking ideal clients. So without further ado, I think you're going to be able to get started. I'm just going to show you a couple of more things here. So as you're going through a couple of good designer tips and tricks, in this section, you're going to notice that you have a few different tabs over here. One of them is text properties. So right here, this is where you can see all the things related to this text. Everything is very helpfully on a slider, so you can really see clearly how to use that. Right here, the text properties, these are just your text tags. And so Ryan from our team has already SEO optimized all of these to ensure that they're exactly what you need. Then you have size and position tools, so you can make sure that things are centered, either in the middle or on the top. If I select more than one item, you're going to notice that I can center all of them. So for example, if one of them is a little awry, I can select all and center, like so. And then you can do many other things related to that right here. So for example, right here with this image, I can lock it to the left or the right. I can make it stretch all the way across the screen. You can see, you can rotate all of those different things. The next thing that you're going to want to note, I will find a good link for us to look at. Here we go. This is a click action. So in Showit, links are called click actions, and it's things that can happen when you click something. So for example, click actions right here, this is set to go to the page, the about page. So you can change that to anything. You can change it to go to a specific canvas, exterior URL. You can add it, make it go to the top of the page if it's a back to top section. So you're going to want to make sure that you set different links, and you can do that with multiple items as well. When you select multiple items, you can click actions, configure link, and then set your link. As you're going through the rest of the site, one thing that you will want to know is that it's really easy to change your images. Showit was originally designed to be for photographers, and it really shows with their interface and how easy they make image management. So for example, if I want to switch this image to another one, all I have to do is click it right here in this right-hand section, and I can either click the image and change a new one, or I can click swap image and click to a new one. And then one thing that is also helpful is that you can set SEO titles with your images and descriptions. So if that's something that is really important to you and you want to optimize your images for your brand, that's great. And if you should go to tonicsiteshop.com/SEO, and we have a ton of resources for you. I'll just open that for you. A ton of resources for you right here. So tonicsiteshop.com/SEO. So back to our images right here. So this is going to be very easy for you to use. If you're wanting to set a background image, that's a little different. So for example, this right here, when I click it, it looks like it did nothing, right? Which is mildly disconcerting. However, all you have to do is on this section, because it's a background image, it's set as a canvas background. So right here in the canvas background section, you can select between video, image, color, and gradient. And so I could change this to an image quite easily, or I can change it to a video, or I can change it to a background color. So those are your different options. We have loved using video in Lillet Blanc, and so you're going to see those throughout. All of these are stock videos, so if you like one, feel free to just keep it. Same thing with the images. All the images are stock images, so anything that you like, you're welcome to keep. This is actually one of our brand videos that we're just going to give you to use because it looks so beautiful in the template. One other thing to know is that anytime you want to link something internally, so for example, this might link to a freebie page, we're going to set the link right here, and you're just going to change it to a page. And then you can see over here in this section, freebie, just like this. Now in Showit, this is something that often is confusing for people. We're not actually embedding forms already because it depends on the email service provider. So most people that we know use Flowdesk, and we have a tutorial on our blog about embedding forms from Flowdesk. And there also Showit has a ton of tutorials for every other email platform. So if you use something else, that's also totally fine. So excited to hear what you think about Lillet Blanc. I think you're going to love it. Please let us know if you have any questions. Please feel free to make use of the Showit help docs and their getting started guide. You're also going to get an entire post-purchase email sequence that walks you through all the resources we have available for you. But we genuinely want you to launch your website and fall in love with it. So if you're stuck, please reach out and let us know. You can email us at support@tonicsiteshop.com. You can also reach out to the entire Showit support team right here. And we just can't wait to see what you create with this template. So please keep us updated. Make sure you tag us when you launch. Make sure you grab your free launch kit that has beautiful graphics for you. And thank you so much for trusting us with your business. We are so excited to be a part of that journey.